Oh, nice slide. Hey, off the wall, nice slide. You are watching off the wall, nice slide.
Every time.
Hey,
y'all.
What's going on? What's going on, world?
What up?
Welcome back to another episode of Off the Wall Nights Live. I'm Miss
Meow.
Bree.
Legendary, of course.
Hi, it's Julie.
And you know your boy Jay LaDon
Chill,
coming
chill.
back, cattle.
By way of Houston.
Chill. No.
Oh, y'all, we've missed y'all. This has been a long week. Like, why does it seem like so
Yeah. I
long?
don't know why it seems like
Even
such
though
a
it
long
just
week.
started because it's only Tuesday.
I'm thinking
it
since
is
last
only
Tuesday.
Oh.
Everything. We're all on different pages. We all off the wall tonight.
Off the wall.
But we just wanted to say, hey, we have a special guest today, Miss Honeymoon. You'll see her in just a little bit.
All right.
I'm excited.
But first, we're going to
Yes.
dive into some stuff. You know, hey, everybody's always looking for things to put in their pockets, right? Like,
Right.
you know,
right.
bubble gum, whatever. No, money. Talking about money. We're going to talk about some money right now. Legendary got some money tips for y'all.
Money.
All right, check it out, right? The future is crypto. So, what we trying to get into, and I want to get everybody to understand is crypto is the wave. It's the best way to invest your money and re-get it back to you. So, me explaining crypto. Crypto is basically a currency. It's like a dollar or any other type of currency that you could spend, except this currency gains value over time. It goes up and it goes down. So you can simply invest $100 into a penny coin. It's like the stock market almost. You can invest $100 into a penny, get 10,000 shares, and once it turns to a dollar, you got $10,000.
So a crypto coin, is it an actual coin that you can hold, or is it invisible?
It's invisible. It's pretty much
Numbers in your bank account?
blockchain. It's on a blockchain, so it's in a computer. There's a bunch of big computers around the world that stores the data of the value of the coin. So one person cannot mess with the coin. So if they switch it in this computer, 6 other computer has it at this price. So it's that price all over.
Okay,
So
so there's
it's-
some checks and balances.
It's some checks and balances. But the
Okay.
great thing about it is it's unregulated. So the federal government really at this point in time can't tax it. And that's where the big issue comes, because the government can't say, what are you doing with this or what are you doing with that? And a
Right.
lot of people now are transferring their US dollars into this crypto, investing it, blows up, and pull back more money. And you don't have to pay taxes on it. So now the government is trying to find ways to put taxes on it. So it's a lot with it. But the basics is do your homework, go research it. I mean, it's changing a lot of people's lives. So.
How do
So-
you access this coin?
There's a lot of sites. There's Coinbase. There's Crypto.com. It's quite a few more.
Is there like an app that could be downloaded?
Yeah, the app is Crypto.com. The app is Coinbase. So you'll go on there and you download it, and it verifies like your identity and stuff, because it's a lot of money laundering going on. So they'll verify your identity, and then, like I said, you go in simply take $100. You could take $100, put into a penny coin, go away from it, maybe 4-5 months down the line, it then went up to 7 cents. Now you have $700.
That's awesome.
And you saying crypto.com, like, is that the name of the app or
Yeah,
the name of the website?
It's the name
you
of
go
the
to
it's the name of
download
the app and the website, but the website only runs through an app. This Crypto.com is only run through an app. Coinbase
Okay.
is run through a website too.
Oh,
And
gotcha.
like Crypto.com is basically based kind of worldwide, but it's more overseas, where Coinbase is more United States based.
So I've heard of Bitcoin. Is that the same thing?
So those are part of it. So Bitcoin is the granddaddy. Bitcoin was the first one to come out, maybe like because it's worth like 52,000. And then there's other major ones like Ethereum, Litecoin, and Doge. Of course, a lot of people know about Doge, and that's the thing.
So
Like
there's a lot of them.
there's a lot of them, but a lot of people only know maybe 2 or 3. So a lot of people really can't really get the true value of it, because when everybody's putting into these 2 or 3, it's pretty much not gonna go nowhere. Because like I said, when Doge
Got
took
you.
off, everybody invested high, and a lot of people lost a lot of money because they didn't understand what they was doing.
Right.
You gotta buy low and sell high, kind of like the stock market.
So you're saying buy low. I have no idea anything about stock markets, and I know a little bit. I just know like they go up and down.
Okay.
So what does buying low mean?
So buying low means like if the share with the crypto, every coin starts out below 1 cent. You can literally get in before 1 cent and just try to rack up as much as you can as this coin goes up. Now
That's my kind of bargain.
buying low, Buying low would be where if it goes up to maybe it was 20 cent, because
Mhm.
I always told you it goes up and down. It's
Mhm.
gonna drop down to like 15 or 10 cent. That's when you want to buy
Okay.
because it's gonna go back up again.
Right.
If you buy at 20 and it goes down to 10, you
Mhm.
lose 10. And
Gotcha.
then you got to get that back. You're only going to gain that
Oh.
money back when it goes up. So you
Right.
buy it at 10, wait till it shoot to 20, and then you got to find a certain point. Like you have to have a goal. I want to make $300. When you get the $300, take your money out, sell it, get your money, transfer it, and then it's going to drop again. Maybe you can buy back in with a drop
Right.
at a certain price and keep the rest of your money as a profit.
Hmm.
There's a lot of ways around it that you can, and it's just like extra money. And it's 24 hours, whereas the stock market closes at 4. Crypto is 24 hours. So that's when you'll hear people say, I make money in my sleep.
Right.
They're invested in this coin where you might go to sleep with 600 and wake up with 6,000.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I really like the point that you made. Do your research, because when I
Right.
was getting into the stock market, I invested very little because I don't know much.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely saw a lot of people like investing and then being really frustrated the next time I saw them because they're like,
Right.
man, like I can't believe I lost this much money. I'm
Mhm.
like, you should do your research because a lot of it tells you to invest in things that you know about and things that you kind of understand, like what kind of industry, or at least in the stock industry. I don't know about the
No, and that's the thing
crypto.
too. So with the even with the coins, I'm glad you brought that up. With the
Mhm.
coins, every coin has something that it does. It serves a certain purpose.
Mhm.
Certain coins out there have maybe they use for medical and this, that, and the third. So right now you got the
Ah.
pandemic, a lot of hospital, whatever. You want to invest in a coin that's based around hospital medicine. There's
Okay.
coins for gaming. Here's a great thing. The
Oh.
Dogecoin has nothing behind it. It has no base. There's nothing it's used for. But the reason it's blowing up so big is because of social media. Elon Musk, Mark
How do you
Cuban,
spell Doge?
DOGE.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people, these celebrities, you see Elon Musk talk about it, and he owned Tesla, of course. So when you hear somebody that own Tesla
Right.
and a
Yeah.
dude that own the Mavericks talk about it, it's like, let me get on this because they're millionaires. They know
Yeah.
billionaires. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I see.
Social media has such a play into everything.
Very
Right.
powerful.
Right.
Oh,
yes, sir.
and it's funny because when you said that the coins and everything like that is really turning into something major. You really notice it because my phone hasn't stopped blowing up with Cash App and Bitcoin, and I'm annoyed. You know,
Oh, you
Bitcoin.
getting cash apps? Let me.
No, no, don't be tricked. I didn't say I was
I
getting
ain't getting no
money.
Cash
I
App.
said, no, my Cash App is sending me notifications on what Bitcoin is doing. So, like, the levels when it's
It's going
dropping
up
or
and
Gotcha.
down.
rising.
Yeah.
And it's always blowing up my phone. It's always like, oh, the levels dropped today. And I'm like, I don't care. I have not done
I feel like
anything
Bitcoin
with
is
you
like the most
today.
popular. Like I just started hearing cryptocurrency. Wait, is Bitcoin a cryptocurrency or is
Bitcoin it's a cryptocurrency, but it's its own coin. It other tokens. So all right, tokens run off of a blockchain, which is like Bitcoin. Bitcoin is its own blockchain.
okay?
And then you have other people like I'm independent. I ain't got enough of a blockchain, so I'm gonna use your blockchain to push my token.
Okay.
So
Oh.
that's why Bitcoin, he was the first one out. So a lot of people back in the day put into Bitcoin,
Mhm.
and as it started growing, Bitcoin was already above everybody else.
Gotcha.
So now the other ones are everybody's coming up with these coins. It's a lot
So
going on.
Bitcoin is like another Doge, or
Yeah.
Doge is another kind of Bitcoin.
Kind of
Like,
Bitcoin.
well,
Doge is trying to get to Bitcoin
Yeah.
status.
Okay. Got you.
Oh.
Okay.
I
So
see.
Bitcoin's just popular because it was like the first.
It was the first
Wow.
one, and over
Bitcoin is the
time it just
Beyonce of the
it's the
coins.
it's the big boy.
It's the
Yeah,
He
so
always relate
Queen
Beyonce.
bee.
He's like,
King bee.
yeah, it's
King
up
King
there.
Bitcoin.
So.
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I see what you
Oh.
did there. I should not have high-fived
But yeah,
that.
it's a lot. NFTs, it's a bunch of stuff. Really, do your research on this crypto thing because there's NFTs, there's staking, there's mining. It's a bunch of things you can do to make money with it. I don't want to sit here on here and tell you that I know everything because I only know the surface. So just do your research on it. It's there for you.
Cool.
I would think a lot of celebs, you know.
I wonder if they. I
No,
wonder
they
if
are.
it
Meek
is. Yeah, they're
Mills,
doing a
Elon
lot of that.
Musk, a lot of people got rich off of Doge. Like a lot of people
Wow.
because it went from 5 cent to 45 cent in 2 days.
I wonder how long they've known about it, and we, like, 'cause
Crypto,
I feel like
Yeah.
celebrities get like the
I
upper.
feel like I'll be holding out.
crypto's been around since like 2010, 29. So it's been around for a minute.
Huh.
Nobody never knew about it.
A good decade.
they
Mhm.
only know about it when it blows up, right? And then people are like, oh yeah, I've been invested in this for like 5 years. I'm like, you didn't tell nobody about that.
Right,
Mm-mm.
share
Oh,
with
everybody
us. Like, just let us know.
Yeah.
I don't
Just
know.
us here, just us on the stage.
Send
Like,
us a
let us.
memo.
Yeah,
You
these
know.
celebrities be
I'll
over here
check my
trying to
email. Let me
hide.
know.
Right.
Or just, dabble a little Doge in my, let it ding on my phone a little bit. I'll take it.
I'm tired. No, but like talking about celebs, the Oscars,
The Oscars
Oscars.
All
just
right.
happened.
bye. It's a lot of good winners, a lot of good nominees, but we also have like some backlash that's going on with some things. So I'm gonna, dig deep in there real quick.
Tell us about
Get
Let
us
it.
a
us
little
know.
deep in there. Got a few winners here. First of all, for Best
Few
Actor,
winners here.
we have Anthony Hopkins. He won Best Actor for The Father. Congratulations.
Cool, cool.
Congratulations. Also nominated for that award was Chadwick Boseman
Dope.
for Ma
Yes.
Rainey's Black Bottom. Um, Anthony is facing backlash for winning because they feel like Chadwick was
Should've won.
snubbed. A whole lot of celebrities are saying, he was snubbed. So like a lot of them are reacting like, no, you shouldn't got that.
Now, do you think they're doing that because he passed away?
I'm not sure.
That's a big question.
Because he passed away, and a lot of times when celebrities pass away, they give them all these accolades and they big them up. But when they're
Right.
not here, you don't
Right.
hear much about
They're
them.
just
So
saying they're just the
Right.
next person.
you don't want to, and I'm not saying like that, but you don't want to take nothing away from that man winning because he probably did a great performance.
Right.
So
And I was actually just about to say, even with all the backlash that he's facing, he still paid homage and honored Chadwick during his acceptance speech. So it's like,
Awesome.
even in the midst of your backlash, you still honoring somebody like that.
Yeah.
You
mhm.
deserve that.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
deserve it. I don't know.
And then we have Frances McDormand won Best Actress. Congratulations for the movie Nomadland. That's that's wonderful. Okay,
That's wonderful.
it's
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
I love that. Yeah.
That sums it
Um,
up.
then we have Best Director. The first woman of color to win this is Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
All
That's
right, that sounds big.
dope.
That was
That's
Awesome.
dope.
that's wonderful.
Making history out
Anytime you
there.
make history is big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Daniel Kaluuya, I believe I pronounced your last. No disrespect. He won Best Supporting Actor, Judas and the Black Messiah,
Mm.
and that was a
Yes.
great. Judas and the Black Messiah was wonderful.
Yeah.
Did you guys get to see it?
I didn't get to see it, but I do know. I just want to give it a little shout out. I know our one of our friends or one of y'all
Yes.
friends.
Mel Bowser.
I'm just a huge fan. I'm
Yes,
like,
from our
Yes.
hometown,
Mel
out
Bowser.
Bryan College Station. Yes.
Yes.
He was in that movie. Awesome.
Big up,
Like,
big up.
that's
Awesome.
dope. Dopeness.
Yes.
Oh,
up.
and then the last thing I'm gonna say is Soul.
So
Won Best Animated Feature,
Aw, that's
So-
cute.
and that was such a cute
It was
movie.
such
Yes.
a wonderful
My mama
movie.
cried.
Ah,
It was
Throw her under the bus.
it was so good.
I
This
cried.
time I like a bus for that reason right there.
Go back a few episodes. You'll see when he didn't like a bus.
But yeah, like
That's a
Soul
great
was
movie.
wonderful. It was just a really good movie. And when was that released? Like 2020 December.
Something
Yeah,
like that.
2020
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just went and saw Tom and Jerry not too long ago, a few weeks ago. It was really cute. It was like so nostalgic, just being able to see Tom and Jerry. And they're like Jerome. Why was his name Jerome? I don't ever remember his name, Jerry's name being Jerome.
Jerome.
But in the movie, they called him Jerome, like that was his name. So I'm like,
Wow.
I'm
I
like,
learned
was
something
it
new.
actually Jerome back then, or did they just totally come up with a whole new name for this man?
I'm so dead.
Oh, wow.
My
His
mom
name
and
is
I
Jerome.
sat in
I
the
watched
living
Tom and
room
Jerry was my
watched
favorite
that.
show, and I never knew that.
Yeah,
Really?
never.
Never knew that.
I don't really feel like we would have known.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they didn't say
They didn't say
nothing.
it. Yeah,
right?
They
You
yeah.
just heard
should've
sounds.
kept it Tom and
Y'all
Jerry.
know y'all wrong for making that man's name Jerome.
I know.
Mm.
And
That is
then like
wrong.
one thing you notice with Tom and Jerry is like most of the talking only happens in the movies. The shows don't really have a
Yeah.
whole lot of talking
That's
besides
all the
that
sound
dog.
effects.
You know,
Besides that
actually, there was
dog.
a few episodes where you'll see Tom that he'll talk because he'll have like another cousin catter come over, and that one cat that'll talk a lot.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he'll
he
say,
sings.
yeah, he'll sing. He'll say a few
sing.
words, but you never heard Jerry say anything. Like I
Mhm.
never can remember saying anything.
Man,
Well, it
y'all
was
gotta
a
go
good
watch
show.
the movie because I want to spoil the whole thing, but
Right.
I won't.
No, but talk about Tom and Jerry. There's a whole lot of movies this year that have come out so far that have been really good. Like Kong versus Godzilla. That was a really, oh my god,
Did it hit you?
it was spectacular. I mean,
She talked to my
like a
little brother.
wrecking ball.
Was that in the movie? I'd like to know.
No, but it was a phenomenal movie. It was so
You're making me
great.
want to see it now.
I'm telling you,
What did I watch?
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
baby,
You ever
I
played Mortal
watched your
Kombat, the game?
Instagram.
Play Mortal Kombat.
Don't
What
ask
kind
him
of
that.
question
You know
is
he
that,
played
right?
Mortal Kombat. That was the only
That's a
thing to
trick
play.
question.
Yeah, right.
That and Street Fighter.
Oh my gosh, I played Mortal Kombat one time. I was terrified, and I was like playing like this, but
Get
the
over
movie
here.
was
Yes.
the movie was really good.
Oh my
I
God.
recommend it.
Do you have like a favorite character that you guys like to play with when y'all play with them?
It was out the Scorpion or Sub-Zero.
Kung Lao,
Yeah,
Kung Lao, it's
and that
awesome.
too. Yeah,
I'm
Anybody can
telling
kick
you.
a punch.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's like it's hard to choose because Scorpion he hit different,
Does he?
but Sub Zero he freeze
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
He's different.
Crazy.
Oh my.
Yeah, they
I'm funny.
Oh no, we did. Actually, we did start watching the. I was. It wasn't the movie. It was just I was super tired. But we did start watching the movie the other day, and I fell asleep.
Mortal Kombat.
I just remember. Oh well, I'm not gonna say.
It
I
was
just remember
nice.
some people getting frozen, and I was upset, and I was like, you know what? I just kind of want to turn this off right now. Like, why do they freeze people like that? Innocence. Like, don't freeze innocent people.
Yeah.
Oh, another movie, Tina. Tina Turner, her movie. I have not seen it yet, but I am so ready to go home, get comfortable, and watch
Oh,
it.
it's out.
It's
That was
out.
quick.
Yeah,
We were
on
just
It's
talking
on
about how it's
HBO Max.
Oh,
It ca-
hold
I
on.
think it came out the same time as Godzilla versus Kong, huh?
It did.
I don't
Sure
watch
did.
movies really, so I'm just in here.
I'm
did.
I'm
happy
just
to be
here. I can
here.
give you some of the clips or
Look,
something,
At
you
the
know.
family reunion, who we introduced legendary.
Huh?
Legendary, like, huh?
Huh? What game we
He's like,
playing?
again, I don't get the reference.
I missed it. I missed it.
But there's a lot of good movies that like still have yet to be released, and I'm excited for them.
That's what's up.
Yes, I'm excited too. Speaking of movies, I told y'all we had a very special guest in the house. So I want to go ahead and introduce her. She's right over here. So she's by way of Tanzania. So she's
Alright.
Tanzanian. And she's a writer, producer. Oh, I'm going to let her introduce herself. But Miss Honeymoon is coming on.
Welcome, welcome. Hello, hello, hello.
I'm so excited.
Thank you so much for being with us
being
today.
here.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Hey, that's what's up.
Yes, so please introduce yourself because I am terrible with introductions. So introduce yourself and let us know a little bit about you.
My name is Honeymoon El Jabri. I'm from Tanzania. I am a writer, director, and producer.
So I missed
I
one of
went
those.
to TSU, and I love to tell our own story and our own perspective of how we see ourselves. Because, like, Africa, it's really huge place and it has a lot of different culture and background and a lot of people they come there and tell our story the way they want us to be or the way they see us. So that's the reason why I decided to be a filmmaker so I can be able to tell our own stories.
Yeah, I
Oh.
love that.
That's cool.
I love that. So what she was just saying, like I feel that. I feel that so much because a lot of the times we only see in the media or in movies and videos what the same thing that we've been seeing for years and decades. You know, we don't see
Yes.
anything different. We see like especially when they talk about Africa, you think of like naked people with their bellies poked out and like that's all you think of. And so she's saying that she wanted to tell like the real story. Like she wants to show what's really going on and what's really over there and everything. So if you don't mind letting us know like what made you like come to America. So did you do it while you were over there or did you start when you were over here?
Actually, I have degree in journalism. That's
Mhm.
what
Oh,
I had
okay.
first.
Oh, awesome.
Congratulations.
So when I finished, I decided to work. After 2 years, I was like, okay, this I love telling story, but I was telling people stories. So
Right.
Mm.
I was like, oh, let me try to be an actress. So that's why I went to San Jacinto. I did theater to eat, not to eat.
Ooh, theater
Yes.
Mhm.
makers, to be or not to
So
be. That's a good
yeah.
question.
So when I finished that, I realized I won't be able to tell my own story. I'll be able to tell director and producer story.
Correct.
So that's the reason why I decided to go to film school. And when I got to film school, I'll discover a lot of things that being a filmmaker, it's crazy and it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You can be, you can be just alone and create people inside your head and
Awesome.
just
I do that
throw
all the
them
time.
there.
Just fangirling right
And
now.
looking at people, they breathe what you just vision. To me, that's most important thing. I love being filmmaker, and I enjoyed every second of it. It's very hard, especially for Africans.
Mhm.
Let me
Okay.
say this: to be a woman filmmaker, it's
Mhm.
hard. To be black filmmaker, it's harder.
Right.
To be African,
Right.
black,
Even more.
female filmmaker is the hardest thing because a lot of these investors they want you to tell that the naked, the titty women running around
Right.
Sahara and everything. So
Yeah.
when you tell them I want to tell the modern story of Africa,
Yeah,
it's
no
Yeah.
like no,
problem.
we want that authentic.
Right.
Yeah.
That tell me is not authentic. You want me to go back to slave time. Let me tell my own way of how I felt about slave or what I know about slavation.
Mhm.
But it's very hard to get funded to create these bigger film or
Right.
Yeah.
beautiful film because you just lean in the small budget so you end up to
Right.
create something maybe the audio is
Yeah.
it's not like you don't know the audio is not good but you can't afford to have that crispy audio,
Right.
so
Right.
that's the challenge as an independent filmmaker.
I
That's
really
good.
Where?
love that you want to like educate the world.
Yeah.
Right.
I really love that because I, like me, I've always told my mom, I want to go to Africa. I just want to see. I just want to
For
learn.
yourself. Yeah.
Right? Like, because it's like I see all of these movies and I'm like, this can't just be how it is. Like, really? Like,
Richest
for
country in
real?
the
So
world.
I want to go just so I can, like, experience it for myself to
Mhm.
see what it is that they are leaving out in movies. Because I've always felt once I watch a movie, it's like,
I want to know more.
there's something that they're not telling us.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's something that they're not putting in the movies.
Yeah.
I think first off, congratulations on everything you talked about.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you.
I
Yes.
think what you're doing is really big, and the reason I'll say that is because I'm like kind of like you. I'm sort of like a history major in a sense because I understand that black people, and it's not to seem racist in any kind of way towards anybody. Black people history, we don't know it. We were told what our history was for so long.
Right.
So for what you to do, what you're doing is really helpful because it can give us insight on truly why it is that we tick the way we tick. Because for a person to tell you who you are, I think that's why a lot of times our community is the most uneducated and at the same time the most confused because we're told we're this, we're
Mhm.
told we're this, and then when somebody want to come and tell the real story, we don't
Right.
want
They
to
don't
hear
want to
that
hear it. Yeah.
because I'm a believer in power. To know you're rich or to know you have power, you have to see something that is inferior to you.
Yeah.
So if I give you the power to empower yourself, we're all on the same playing field. What makes me better than you?
Right.
Yeah.
You see, so I don't want you to tell your story because if you tell your story, then all of our stories don't look good. So our this whole thing we were teaching history,
Right.
Yeah.
we got to throw it out.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And once you learn who you are, you know your true power.
Right.
And like you just said, like he said, a lot of people still to this day think Africa is apartheid, slavery, huts, and richest country in the world. I research, I see the skyscrapers, some of the most beautiful skylines there is possible. They're riding in the same cars we're riding in, they're doing the same things. So for me, I want to know with that, like, what with everything you got going on, what continues to push you? Because you got all these things in front of you, these
Right.
obstacles, and at the same time, I know when you're trying to teach people something, a lot of people be so close-minded they don't even want to take it.
Right.
And so, how is it that, or what fuels you to keep going?
Yeah.
It's like, if not me, then
And
who?
who?
Okay.
If it's not
Mm.
now, then when?
Right.
That makes perfect
So
sense.
I
Love that.
feel like a lot of African, when we come here, she knows how we are. We have the map. Like, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be an
Absolutely.
engineer, and to be a journalist. The rest of the uh, education is not worth it. So for me to say I am filmmaker and I want to be a filmmaker, it's like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you
Yeah.
okay?
Mhm.
Like, I get this a lot. Honeymoon, you're very smart. You're A student. You could work in medical field. You could have a lot of money. Like to talk. You could be a lawyer. So I feel like, okay. And who gonna be a filmmaker?
Right.
We're gonna get it out here.
And I believe whoever has a pen and paper is the one tell the story.
Right.
So we are running toward the money, and we are leaving the pen and paper for people to create for
Oh,
us
wow,
the
that's
That is
roadmap
awesome.
very
for
deep.
us to follow.
Wow.
So that sometimes it's very hard to be independent filmmaker.
Okay.
Very hard. Sometimes you cry a lot,
Okay.
Yeah.
then you wipe your face and keep going. And last film I did, I was janitor, uh, trying to babysit the kids on the set and everything. I was doing from janitor to producer because you
Wow.
don't have money to pay these
pay
people,
Right.
and you are there to clean up after
Right.
the actors. So
Preach.
it's hard, but
Right.
one day we'll get there.
Right.
That's
I
awesome.
so feel what you're saying, because I'm pretty much doing a lot of the same things, but more in the theater. And now I've somehow come into even more open entertainment, with singing and with singers and dancers and comedians and things. But I I wanted to be an actress as well, but I ended up going the medical route because my mom was just like, "Oh, you want to be an actress? That's fine, haha. But what's gonna pay your bills?" So I went
Oh
medical
yeah.
for 11 years, and I totally ripped myself out of the creative world. I grew up, elementary, middle, high school. My mom let me do choir, acting, theater, all that throughout school. And then when I went to college, she was like, "Okay, go to the medical field, have fun." And I love the medical field, but I wanted to be an actress as well. And then I realized, like, same thing. I'm telling someone else's story. I'm molding myself to what someone else wants me to be. And so I wanted to get into a theater where, we could write. We could write our own shows. And so I looked for a theater, couldn't find one, and so I ended up. God was like, start one," and He just pushed me out there and started one. And so I called it off the wall theater because I wanted it to be different. I wanted the actors and actresses to get a hand in what they did, and I wanted to be able to write shows and for things to come out of their own heads. So we have started writing shows and things like that. So I
Oh,
love
very
that.
cool.
I really do. And I've also been interested in film as well. So I would love to, like, talk with you more or see how I could even
Yeah.
help you or how we could work together on
I was
something
just gonna say, I
as
was like,
well.
can I be the janitor?
I know.
Just to be around
Yes.
all of this
Because
Yeah.
that's, I mean, here
awesomeness.
I'm the
Yeah.
janitor here too. I'm the, like, everything you're saying, I'm like, ooh, I feel that. Ooh, I feel that. Ooh, like everything. Because I do a lot here. Like, these people around me, they've come into my life and started putting their hands in different things and helping too. So I'm not super alone anymore. But I totally feel you. I
Yeah.
understand. And
Thank
I don't know
you.
about them. I know Julie as well. But I'm sure all of us would love to help out with whatever you have
Oh,
going on.
thank
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
So.
Most
course, of course.
Yeah,
definitely.
I'm going to Tanzania this September. I'm going to direct a film, but I think December I want to come to such a big pre-production. I want to do this. I wrote this story like 11 years ago about old couple. They're getting divorced, so they're leaving Houston to go to California.
Okay.
About their life. Like, then I get like the background of
Backstory.
their love life since the
Oh.
beginning. By the time they get to Arizona, they decide not to get divorced.
Okay, cool. That
Yeah,
Oh.
sounds pretty nice.
Very
so
long.
that's what I'll be happy if I come and you need
That's
that
cool.
somebody to say, hey, we have water here.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
It,
that's so
Y'all heard
awesome.
it here first.
Yes,
Okay.
that's
Yes.
that's
A
also
little sneak
why
peek of what's coming, what's
I
to
know.
come.
yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about some of the films that you've already done, and some of the. You told us you've gotten some accolades and been nominations and different things like that. So.
Yeah, 2016, I did my first feature film,
Correct.
and I directed it back at home in Tanzania. It's like comedy drama, and I submitted in a lot of places around the world. Then I was nominated. I think I got an award in Houston Film Festival, the World
Okay.
Fest,
That's
Okay.
and
Oh,
That's awesome.
then
congratulations.
my short film, it's about this soldier went to war, and when he come back, he wasn't the same again. So that was short film. I got award Houston Film Festival, Zanzibar International Film Festival, I think Roma Film Festival, all those. And now I'm on post production of the film that I did in Schulenburg, Texas.
Mhm.
I hope I'm pronouncing this
Yes,
word.
Schulenburg. Yeah.
Yes. So it's a local film that was local crew actors. It's all about Texan, and
Wow.
so
Cool.
it's a
Oh.
drama comedy. These two twins are oblivious. Their mom died, and they're trying to find their real father.
Mhm.
So it's kind of road trip again, and
Cool.
it was amazing to make with Texan. I know I'm born again Texan, whether I like or not. Yes, so it was nice. And the other one right now that is circulating film festival, it's called Mulasi. Mulasi, it means my friend in the local language that I grew up.
Okay.
So this
Is
girl,
that Swahili?
yeah, no,
No.
No,
extra like it's tradition local
yeah,
language.
so like there's a in Tanzania there's like Swahili, which is the major language,
Uh-huh.
and in between the tribes they have different languages,
Oh, okay.
including Swahili that they speak.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Cool.
That's
So
nice.
the girl has depression, and as African, depression is not a thing. We're not
It's
allowed to
not a
say.
Same
thing.
thing in Black culture,
Yeah,
like
we're not
same
allowed to say
African
you're
American.
Oh yeah,
depressed.
talk
Like
about
you
it.
Mental
African, you have
health.
Yeah.
to be
You
strong.
gotta be
Right.
strong.
Yeah.
So it's about that girl. She's going through depression, and her friends just helping her to deal with it.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's going to
Awesome.
be premiered, I think, after Ramadan. I think so. It'll be May
Okay, so soon,
15.
next
Yes,
month.
Yeah.
yes.
That's
It'll
Next
be
awesome.
month.
in Tanzania, and the one that Perfect Oblivious. I hope by June it will be ready. And in my mind, I have to have this small Texas town, like even drive through film so that they
Mhm.
can see it because
Ooh.
it's Texas made and Texas film. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so
I'm a
awesome.
believer. I just want to say I'm a believer in and especially in what you do. And I commend it because again, listening to your story and hearing everything you go through, the one thing that I'm seeing and that I believe is going to work for you is consistency. Regardless of what's going on, you're consistent. You got all different type of ideas. You done hit every different avenue. So my belief, it's right there. And I'm a believer you can't go through, and I've been telling myself this, you can't understand the good till you go through the bad.
Right.
And when you go through that bad point, like you said, once you come through it, you appreciate what you did
Right.
more. And
Learn
then
something.
you learn something. And then in that appreciation, you value your work. A lot of people rush through things, in my belief. They either, it gets hard, they give up, or they don't value what they do.
Right.
It's not going to be easy.
Right.
It's not. The harder it is, the more rewarding it'll be for you.
Right.
So I say keep pressing on. And
oh, thank
again, you
you.
know,
Yes.
Julie surrounded you. You're around people that would want to see you do well, and I believe you have a great story. Again, there's not many people that are even brave enough to even speak up to try to express a story, more or less
Right.
to stick through with it and try to get a point across,
Oh,
and
yeah.
still at the same time let other people understand this is what it is, and it's not no disrespect because in this day and age we're in now, if you seem confident about your race or your community, it's almost perceived as racist. It's
Right.
like
Yeah.
you're
Exactly.
excluding us.
Yeah.
And it's not that, it's that I'm trying to get an understanding of where I'm at because I look at, again, a lot of races and people, they have tradition. They have family get togethers, the Hispanics, the whites, and
Yeah.
they all do. And even with me moving here from Milwaukee,
you.
I learned, I noticed a lot, even because in Milwaukee there's not a lot of Africans, and there we don't know much about the tribes. But when I got here, I seen more unity within the African community compared to the black community. Same people, but it's the weddings. I was the Uber driver. I drove a wedding, and I seen all these colorful dresses, and I'm like, man, this thing is amazing. What's going on? And they told me it was a wedding, and they told me how they do at the wedding, and it was all these things, and I'm like, this is what we're supposed to be doing.
Right.
Yet and still, because we got over here and they told us this, we got caught up in the hype and social media and
Right.
everything else.
And
So
tearing each other apart,
tearing
tearing,
each other
our
apart.
families
Yeah.
apart,
And so I
tearing
think
everybody.
it's really, really big and great what you're doing, and I really want to big up that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I,
Thank you.
I feel like we say it every episode. Basically, follow your dreams, follow your passion.
Follow your heart.
You know, whatever it is that you want to do, stick with it. Start it, stick
Right.
with it. It doesn't matter what obstacles you face, doesn't matter what's coming, like what the naysayers have to say.
Right.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah,
Nike.
because there are people that like just do it. There are people that probably go through the same things that you're going through, and once you tell your story and it's out there,
Right.
they're like, "Whoa, I can relate to this." The people who can't relate, they're gonna tell you, "No, it's not possible. No, no, no,
Right.
no."
Right.
But when I saw your story, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea that you know, like had these difficulties." And I always I remember when I don't remember how old I was. I think I was 15, and she brought me on to her show. She had a show, and she interviewed me in my music. I had like one song, but she believed in me, and she interviewed me, and I performed a little song. I was like, but
How was
ever
that?
since
What
was
was
like,
it? Do it again.
Was it?
Do it
What
again.
was
One more
it?
time. One more time. One more time.
She wants her little voice.
But yeah, ever since then, I'm like, she's amazing. She's this film producer. Like I view you as someone so great. So for you to tell your story about your difficulties and that it's real, that when you follow your dreams, there's gonna be opposition. It inspires me.
Yeah, thank you, Julia.
Yeah.
That's
Of
making me
course.
feel like I want to push it more.
Yes.
You should.
Like I
Definitely.
think 2 weeks ago, it's like I really broke down and I took it on Facebook. I was like, yeah, Spring African, it's hard, and I went bazooka because it was like you plan everything, and then yes, 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 yes. The point of fun to come out was saying, you know what? If it was a little bit authentic, so that's why I was like,
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
why?
Just that one yes. That one yes always be the
Yes.
hardest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,000 no's easy. That one yes.
I can't
I've been,
wait that yes.
It will come.
I've been
It's
running my
coming.
theater for about 4 years. I'm just to kind of piggyback off of what you're saying,
Mm.
and I through this time I've gone through a divorce. I've moved probably like 6 or 7 times. You know, I have 3 little kids, and so it's been crazy. But and I've thought of giving up,
It's
and I've
okay. I have
decided.
been dumped too, so
Oh yes,
it's
yes.
normal.
Hey, we don't need. It's cool. You know, we're good by ourselves. You know, we'll find the next whatever. But yes, I'd get to the point every once in a while where I'm just like, you know what? If by the end of the month I don't have this goal that I have to have, then I'm just gonna shut it down. That's it. I'm gonna call all the parents because I teach kids theater. I'll call all the parents and let them know. I just can't do it anymore. Like, you know, I can't even pay my rent, or I can't, you know, I'm trying to figure out how to pay for the building and all that stuff. And it's always like one thing. Like, God always sends one of my old students to see me in Walmart or something like that. And they're like, Miss Bria, when's the next show? Or, oh, or one of the parents will send me a message and they'll just be like, hey, it's like, thank you so much for, you know, being in my kid's life. They've made mascot at their school, and it's all because, you know, you gave them confidence. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can't stop now because someone's looking forward to the next thing, you know. And so
Yeah.
like it's always that, but like I just feel like God, like if you know, He put us on this path, and He knows it's gonna be hard, but He's got us, you know. So we just need to like get out of our heads and be like, no matter what, because this past year, God has put His hand into every single thing. This past year, like we are still open, we're still running, and every month last year, I thought we were shutting doors, and we're already in 2021. You know?
Yeah, actually, speaking of last year, we couldn't do any production and everything, so I decided to become a children book author. So
Yes.
I decided to write like a book about African tourism in kids' eyes. So it's just kind of cartoonish. This girl called Amani. It's like Dora
Mhm.
the Explorer,
Mhm.
but her name is Amani. She goes
Oh,
in every African country to explore something special about that.
wow.
So it's like for kids that they don't have money to go to do tourism in Africa, I want to bring the Africa
To
To
them.
to
them.
them.
That is
Oh,
amazing.
And another
wow.
thing that we have, I just started an organization called Amani Read to Lead. So I want to collect a book, my book, and other people books, so I can get donation of books and everything to take those to kids that they are in refugees camp. So those kids, they only know about the camp they are in. They
Mhm.
don't know the outside the world. I want the outside the world to go into their world.
Right.
So that's what 2020 gave to me. So it's
Wow.
really, it was hard,
Yes.
but I was like, yeah, now I can do anything, just right.
Staying
I
tuned.
keep saying that a lot of people were so down in 2020. Yes, we were all affected by it. But if you look really hard, like everyone should have gotten a blessing out of 2020,
Came out of something.
and that's one of your blessings.
Yes.
That's
That's
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah,
I love that.
thank
Appreciation.
you.
Everybody needs
Yes.
it. We all need to
We
hear
we
that
needed to
time.
breathe and
Yeah, we
slow
Yeah.
do.
down.
You need
Yeah.
always need somebody to tell you to keep going, and that's what you're
Mhm.
saying. If you and I'm one of the people I love appreciation. If I do something, I don't care less about the money or anything. I just want to know that you're okay, and like I appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, that'll keep a
Yeah.
person going a long way. I had a question. So
Mhm.
you said Imani, right? And
Yes.
that's what an I.
Amani is A. Amani is
Okay.
peace. Imani is faith.
So,
Mhm.
and that's why I asked, cause my
Mm-hmm.
daughter name is Imani, and we named her that because in
Mm.
Swahili it means faith.
It means
Faith.
faith.
Yes.
And when I heard you say it, that's what brought it to my head. That's
Amani.
why I thought to ask, because I'm like,
Ah.
okay, we
Okay.
named our daughter that, and it was because my wife's cousin at the time. Well, at the time, my wife's cousin, she was really big on like learning the African thing, and she brought that to us. And
Okay.
after she brought that, it just take a small thing, and I always want to get interested into
So in
something.
my book, there's this butterfly called Imani. It's her best friend, Amani. Her best
Oh.
friend is Imani,
Okay.
and the
Aw.
little purple butterfly.
All right. Cool. That's
Aw.
So
pretty
I
She's
dope.
have
called
Amani and
Peace.
Imani
Okay,
in
Aw.
the
that's
book.
cool.
Yes.
That is
I like that.
so
I
cute.
love
I
that.
like that. That's what's
Thank
up.
you.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, I would love to like continue to talk to you because I have so many more
Oh,
questions, but we are out of
yes,
time.
I
So, but
know.
we'll keep
Thank
on talking
you.
afterwards, and we will follow you. Oh, can you give your social media
Yes.
for those out there?
Honey, Aljaber,
Mhm.
that will be Twitter, and Facebook, I think Honeymoon Aljaber,
Mhm.
and Instagram, Honey Mohammed.
All
Awesome.
right.
Awesome. So you
Awesome.
Yes.
heard that. We will put it in the description. Make sure that you
Thank
subscribe to
you.
our channel if you enjoyed anything tonight, which I know you did. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you get the dings whenever we go live and when we put new things out. We just want to thank our special guest again, Miss Honeymoon.
Honeymoon. Yes.
She
Amazing.
is so amazing
Thank
doing
you.
beautiful things out there for people
Absolutely.
all around the world.
Yes.
Literally all around the world. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week.
Yeah, now that's a
That's
wrap.
a wrap.
That's a wrap. Hey,
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 that's
that's
a
a
wrap.
wrap.
That's
That's a
a wrap.
wrap.
Hey,
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 that's
that's
a
a
wrap.
wrap.
That's
That's
a
a
wrap.
wrap.
Hey.
Hey.